So I want to start this episode with a show and tell, which I fully understand is not how a podcast works. I fully understand that. So for audio listeners, I do apologize, but this will give you an excuse to come and check us out on socials and stuff like that. But Ash, you and I both know I bloody love running, and I sent you some designs recently, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Don't call me a liar in front of the world.
What designs?
I sent you some designs, and I had a shirt made up.
Oh,
with the little
designs of the logo.
With the
logo.
With the 107 mascot on.
Stop. You can't just say, I'm a runner, I sent you some designs, right? There's no context there.
Well,
so, yes, you did send that to me.
Yeah,
in terms of the podcast. Yeah,
I did. So I made a little
107 running club.
I made a little mascot, and you know how like brands sometimes do like random offshoots, or like with like Quadrant, they do random, like they did like a rally collection and then they did a Japan collection. I was like, oh, playing around with stuff. And I was like, I'm going to do a mini running collection for the podcast, because also I wanted some new running clothes, because I'll be honest with you, I've only really got dark coloured t-shirts to run in, and I wanted something white, and this t-shirt is white. Perfect. So yeah, I had a little t-shirt made up, 107 Running Club. So if you listen to the podcast, you have no idea what this looks like, come and have a look on Instagram. So we'll upload a photo. So yeah, it's
it slightly towards you, because it's kind of
is it cutting off?
Chasing PBs, Denmark and pastries.
So it's chasing PBs and pastries, and then obviously...
Oh, see, it looks like chasing PBs, Denmark and pastries.
No, you're not supposed to read it like that. Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, that's really cool.
But yeah, so I had that one made up, and then I also designed one for Silverstone and Bahrain as well.
Okay.
So it's just the back that changes and stuff. So yeah, I've been playing around. So... yeah, so it was cool. Thought I'd show you. It was a nice way to kick off.
That's really cool. Yeah,
it's genuinely. I'm quite impressed.
You sent me the logo, because I know for like work, I'm talking to some swag companies.
Yes.
So once I work out what they can do, I'm going to try and get some stuff made.
Yeah, we should get some stuff, because I mean, I designed a t-shirt ages ago, which I think you still wear to the gym or something, right? Or you
the grey one?
Yeah, the grey one. So I was like, it's been a while. You know, we've been doing this almost 3 years, and only one t-shirt's come out of it.
Still have the sticker?
Yeah, we still got stickers and everything. And we even, do you remember we even sent those out to Patrick as well? Patrick got some stickers sent to him as well. Yeah. So yeah, if you listen to this and you're interested in some stuff, let us know. But yeah, I just thought it was a fun way to kick off the week, because
it's a cool way. Put it on the on the socials.
I'll put it on socials, yeah. And so that's probably the highlight of my week, because I also watched the Belgian Grand Prix.
Did you watch the 2021 version of the Belgian Grand Prix?
I watched the beginning of the 2021 version in the 24 version. Like, honest to God, right? This is obviously going to be the main topic, is the rain delay, right? I think the rain delay is a bigger topic of conversation than the actual race, to be completely honest with you. I will start off this ramble with, I fully understand that there are so many safety procedures and stuff that they have to take into place. And I understand that, you know, especially at this track where drivers have passed away before, they have to be super, super careful. However, it was worse than Silverstone last week, and they still raced. And I felt like they could have got it going maybe half an hour earlier than they did, potentially. I felt like they waited for it to almost dry up. And that similar feedback from the drivers, and also like was criticized a lot by a few of the people, means probably not on our own. Like, why? And then like, why are Pirelli bringing wet tires if we never bloody use them? Like, what are we doing here? What's happening? So for me, rain delay too long. Pirelli are useless, and bring back Bridgestone. That's essentially all I'm saying. No, what did you think of the rain delay? What did you think? Because I mean, I genuinely at first I was like, oh God, we're gonna have a repeat of 21.
I partially agree with you and with Max in that they could have started it a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
but I think, you know what, they're in a lose-lose situation, right? They start it earlier, but they don't actually race. And then it's delayed. But like, I think at the end of the day, maybe they're a little bit too risk averse, but they're like, look, we know what happens at Spa. Not just like Antoine, right? You saw what Lando's crash was like.
Yeah,
do you remember
a couple of years ago. Yeah, that was 21.
21, right? And there's been other crashes there with, I think, Formula Academy as well.
A Formula Regional, Formula, or a W Series is what it was called.
W Series, so yeah. So, you know, and I think they were thinking about that. It's like, it's not worth.
No, I do understand it, and that's why I'm not like, you know, like completely.
Maybe it was like too much. Like it literally was too. The track was pretty much dry after, was it like a few laps?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think like you said, part of it is down to the fact that we bring wet weather tires all over the world that we would never use.
Just never use.
It's about sustainability.
The amount of money that Pirelli must pay in shipping to DHL to ship around wet tires that just never get used must be outrageous. Like, it genuinely must be outrageous. I don't understand it. Again, there's a separate argument between the delay and then also tires and stuff like that as well. And I do understand that a lot of it is down to visibility. And even Terry, Coffee Corner Motorsport, he even mentioned that half of the consideration as well is like, what if there is a crash? Are the conditions okay for the helicopter to take off and stuff like that? So there are obviously outside conditions to take into account. Even 15 minutes earlier would have been fine, I think. Like, I felt like they played it way too, like, I understand safe than sorry, but they played it way too safe, in my opinion.
But this is one of those things where, like, you know, I don't care if it's bad news, just keep me updated. As they said, what Terry said, which is like, look, one of the reasons we're delayed, safety, is because the helicopter wouldn't be able to get to anywhere that's crashed. I was like, all right, I kind of get it now. I kind of understand why you're waiting. If you just don't say anything and people are like, the suns are out, the drivers are like, and these are the best things to get rid of water off the track, you're like, what's going on? Or if you say that, I understand.
I just said the other thing as well is that it's that communication. Do you remember we talked about it before, or you mentioned it, where like Premier League referees come out and they say like, oh, this is like, or you said that they should come out and explain their decisions and stuff like that. The FIA, if there is a red flag and a race is supposed to start at 3 and they aren't updating every 15 minutes, that's bad. They should be updating the fans or the people that are, you know, the people that are there, the people on TV, every 15 minutes. Here is the status. So at 3 o'clock, we are delaying. Next check-in or next communication will be at 3:15. 3:15 rolls round. We are still monitoring the situation. The next news will be at 3:30. So at the very least, you know when you'll be hearing an update or something, you know? Like, they didn't communicate and say, hey, we can see there's a gap in the weather in about an hour. So we're going to wait until, just some communication at all, some transparency would be great. I think that's also where they might, you know, you said it was a lose-lose. If they actually communicated this stuff, I don't think it would have been a lose-lose.
No, it wouldn't have been.
So there we go. But so that's enough weather talk. Let's be completely honest. We'll obviously come back to it a little bit. But there was not only qualifying to talk about, there was also a sprint race to talk about as well. What was your opinion on the sprint race? Because I'll be honest, the quali was interesting. Hamilton was interesting, but the sprint race was very processional. Like, you know, it just happened.
I just think the interesting thing was Max doing what he did similar in Silverstone with running the low downforce setup.
Yeah.
And once he got past Oscar, that was a very bad view for what Sunday was going to look like.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that it also sort of gave you an idea as to how Sunday's race was going to go as well.
Yeah.
Both people who put it on pole didn't convert.
Yeah, and also with the fact that the tires weren't really degrading.
Yeah,
much.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I think this is really annoying because like everyone's like, we want Spa to stay. It's one of the best tracks.
Yeah.
You know, actual racing done, and they had 2 races,
and it was pants.
And it was pants because they changed the what do you call it? Change the tires.
Yeah.
The DRS zones, either it's too powerful or it's too weak.
Yeah.
and you know, it just.
I mean, I'm gonna say it, down the first straight, like after the start finish straight, you know, after Eau Rouge, I don't think you need DRS. Honestly, I don't think you need DRS purely because the drafting and just staying in the staying behind the car is so powerful anyway.
I don't make too much of a difference in the race.
I guess not. But yeah, that's just my thoughts.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's typically what people come to this podcast for, my stupid thoughts. But yeah, I think the only other thing really which, again, set the tone for the weekend up until the actual race was Hamilton's performance as well. It just was not on. He couldn't get to grips very early on with that Ferrari, which is a real shame.
Yeah, and I think it's reared its ugly head. The Astons brought upgrades and they just went backwards.
I do wonder, bear with me, I do wonder whether or not Aston, he says wearing an Aston shirt at the moment as well. I do wonder if Aston knew that their car previous to Belgium wasn't going to suit Belgium. So let's put the upgrades on anyway and get Lance and Fernando used to these upgrades because they're actually going to work really well in Budapest. Because they are very different tracks. I'm just going to put it out there. That is hopium. That is hopium coming through. But think about it like that. If they already knew they were going to be pants anyway, and they just wanted to get the drivers used to the upgrades, maybe it was worth chucking them on. I don't know.
Maybe just answer the question. Testing.
Yeah, exactly. They want to get some correlation, like compare the wind tunnel to actual data, all that fun. I don't know. I'm clutching at straws here. I mean, that could have been the reason. We will never really know.
Well, remember they sent Gasly out. Remember?
Yeah, and the sprint
race. Yeah, and it was pretty much, we'll do some testing.
Yeah, pretty much. At that point, it was literally just a testing session for them. Yeah, crazy.
Apart from the track evolution, that was probably the most interesting thing, actually.
Yes, yeah, the track evolution for sure. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say, we'll speak about it separately, but this was the first weekend ever for Red Bull where Christian Horner wasn't team principal.
That's so weird.
How weird is that to say out loud?
I know.
That's such an odd
shows
thing.
you how long he's been there.
It was like 415 or 405 races or something like that with him as team principal, and this was the first one ever where, you know, he wasn't. And surprise, surprise, both cars worked.
Yeah, Yuki did all right.
Yuki did pretty well overall over the entire weekend. I mean, we keep dancing around it. Why don't we actually just talk about the race? You know?
Okay.
So we had the start. We then had 2 laps behind the safety car, and that genuinely gave me flashbacks. I was like, well, I know exactly how this is going to go. For those of you who don't know, I was there in 2021 where I saw the 21 Belgian Grand Prix. I definitely saw a full Grand Prix, and it was perfect and amazing in every single way. And it gave me flashbacks of that. That's for sure. And then they had a couple of laps behind the safety car about an hour later, hour and a half later, something like that, which we've already said was too long. And then it was a rolling start. We'll start with that. For you, right or wrong decision?
Right decision.
I would also say right decision as well.
I think it's unfair that cars on the right hand side would have had a wetter part of the track.
Yeah, you could visually see from the TV camera, like one half of the track was just way wetter than the other. And a lot of people are saying that that's somehow McLaren asking the FIA to make sure that they did a rolling start and not a standing start and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, where is this coming from?
I mean, Oscar would have wanted standing, and Lando would have wanted rolling. So
yeah, well, I mean, you say that. We all know how that went. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's mental. Okay, sure. And then first lap, Lando bottled it literally within the first lap. Thoughts on that?
I think so obviously when he came up turn 1, he had a little bit of a slide.
Yeah.
And then he had some battery pack issues.
Yeah.
So that made it a little bit easier for Oscar to get past. But yeah, once he got past, it was pretty much game over, wasn't it?
Yeah, which was exactly the same as a sprint race. So it begs the question, do you want to be on pole in Spa?
Nah.
No.
Look at, here comes Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, Seb. Oh, I miss Seb so much. Come back, Seb. Yeah, no, you don't want to be on pole in Spa at the moment. Not with these regs. You just don't want to. It's just not worth it. At all, really. And then because we've already talked about McLaren so much, it was interesting to see Lewis come up through the field as well, right? Let's be honest. That was some vintage Hamilton coming through.
That was vintage Hamilton, just finding grip when everybody else could find grip, some ballsy moves, and good Ferrari strategy. And I think if you
sorry, what did you just say? I just want you to repeat that out loud for me again, please, just once.
Good Ferrari strategy.
No, he said it. Go on, yeah.
Yeah, but like I was listening to, I was watching a video where they had the team radio back and forth, and like they actually listened to him. He's like, yeah, let's just go for it.
It's like, I didn't know that. They actually listened to a driver and it worked out well, other than Carlos, which again, he was the team strategist as well.
So from pit lane to P7.
Smashed it.
It's good.
Honestly, great. I think he did pretty well for my fantasy as well because of the amount of overtakes. So cheers, Lewis. I have the constructor. I don't have Lewis. But yeah, no, it was a great drive. It definitely, like, I know obviously he is in a fast car. He's not in like I don't want to say Sauber because they had it on the podium last week. But he's not in a back marker car, but he showed, given the right tools, he can still bloody drive.
He's only been at Ferrari for half a season.
Yeah, no, again, that's a completely separate conversation, but I'm just saying.
I know.
Showing exactly why 7-time world champion, exactly why he is who he is and how he drives so well. So it was nice. It was a nice little, I don't want to say throwback, but like you've awoken the beast type thing. It was a nice little, he is still in there. Compared to recent weeks where, he hasn't been performing as well as you want him to. If you're a Hamilton fan anyway.
But speaking of Ferrari radio, did you hear Leclerc's radio?
Which one?
Yeah. The one was like, leave me alone, please.
Oh, yeah. They broadcast that on F1 TV as well, yeah.
That was so funny. It's like, you got Max Verstappen behind you for the entire race.
Literally the entire race. And he did very well to keep him at bay.
He did very well to keep him at bay, yes.
So
got a deserved podium.
I'll quiz you. How many podiums does that make it for Charles?
Is it 4? Is it 4 podiums? 4 or 7?
I think you might be right.
I think because Monaco, Spa, Silverstone. I think podiums.
They've changed the F1 website, so it's Saudi, Monaco, Spain, Austria, and Belgium. So that's number 5.
5.
It's not
nice.
That's not bad for Charles. To be fair, that's not terrible.
In that car.
5 out of 13 races he's been on the podium.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Fair play to him.
I mean, 5 out of 13. You do the math. That's 1 podium a race. So
let's move on.
Yes. Belgium. Obviously, idiot. But. One thing I actually would like to point out as well is I felt bad for Isaac Hadjar.
Okay, why is that?
So he started off really well. He qualified P7 and he just slipped down because he just made the wrong moves at the wrong time for different tyres and stuff like that. I think Liam, he finished P8. So clearly showed there was, pace within the car and stuff like that. But I think Isaac was just super unlucky, to be completely honest. He's not, as far as I can remember, he's not shown like a really good performance in the wet yet. He obviously had that incident in Australia. He didn't perform particularly well here. I don't think he did amazingly well in Silverstone either, off the top of my head.
No, he crashed out, didn't he?
Yeah, so like, that might be an area of concern potentially. Again, I don't know, but it's just
he's a rookie.
Note.
He'll learn.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He'll learn. But I
remember when
area of note, like I said,
Fernando joined Ferrari, and he
in his rookie season
went to how many rookie seasons does that guy have? It's going to be racing Max Verstappen's daughter.
He's going to be racing Louis Verstappen as a rookie. Yeah, 100%.
He actually went to Andrea Stella and said, "I want to be a better driver in the wet." So yeah. So they worked on it, and if you look at from kind of like Ferrari onwards, especially 2012, he's been amazing in the wet.
I mean, hold on. Sorry, we're completely ignoring the GOAT in the wet. Lance Stroll, P14. No, I was just, we were talking wet by the drivers, and
the car is shit.
But for some reason, if it's wet, Lance Stroll turns into prime Senna. It's a joke. I don't know how. It's insane.
Probably because he's so used to cars with like not as much downforce.
I don't know. Lance, spill your wet secrets. That sounds wrong, but spill your wet weather secrets. Like, because he's so good in the wet, it's ridiculous. I don't know why. It's insane. I'm trying to think of other bits and pieces before coming back to the inevitable, which is the McLaren situation. But I can't really pick much out. Points for Alex, P6, not bad.
Alex did pretty well. Yeah.
Gasly P10 had a great drive. Behrman only finished within a second of Gasly as well, so he just missed out on the points as well. Which I think, did I mention it in Silverstone or during our Silverstone episode? He is statistically the worst qualifier of the year. Which doesn't sound right, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. So, it's odd, you know? Actually, that's a good point. I knew I had a clanger of a weekend, and that's Kimi.
Yeah.
He's lost his confidence, hasn't
he? Yeah. But, I was reading somewhere as well, like, look at George. That car has gone backwards in performance.
Oh, 100%. Well. Yeah.
So George is not picking up as much points and in podiums as he was at the start of the season. So I've got some sympathy for Kimi.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's a rookie.
Straight in at a top team.
Yeah.
He'll bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, he did beat, I'm looking at, obviously, the rookies, and I keep an eye on them. He did beat other rookies like Franco, he beat Isaac, he beat Fernando. So, he is still, within that, he's still beating the people we're comparing him to.
Who is, now we're, halfway through the season, who's your rookie of the year?
Rookie of the year so far is Bortoleto.
I agree.
Genuinely, Bortoleto. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I think, like I said, Ollie, when we talk about him, I have a little bit of a soft spot for him. I quite like Ollie, but his quali hasn't been good enough. And then the one time it was good, he had a grid penalty in Silverstone. But again, my expectation on all of these drivers is nothing outrageous for rookies. But Isaac's a close second.
Isaac's a very
close second. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Bortoleto is so far my rookie of the season. But it could all change. We're not even at the summer break yet, so who knows?
No, we have to know. But yeah, I think nearly halfway through the season, he's shown he's got promise, and he's if you look at comparing him to his teammate, his very experienced teammate, he's doing very well against him.
Yeah. The highest placed rookie is obviously Kimi in the Drivers' Championship. He's P7, but that Mercedes is just head and shoulders above everything else. It just is.
Yeah,
good for the other rookies in the other machinery.
The carb and the kick, Stake, Sauber.
Yeah,
I'll never get used to that name.
No,
but
and then should we go backwards slightly to the Papaya boys and just talk about Lando and his efforts, let's say, to make it up to P1 again. He obviously had the lead taken away from him. He made what I genuinely think was a great decision, which was to pit 2 hards instead of mediums. It was the only option if you wanted to try something different. Softs was completely out of the question. As far as we knew, there was no weather coming in. So I actually think that was a smart decision by, is it Will, his race engineer? Is it Will? Will Joseph?
Will Joseph, yeah.
Smart decision by them. And it could have worked out quite nicely. I understand it's one thing to catch and it's another to pass. But then Lando just kept on trying just that little bit too much and going over the limit of the car and just lost randomly second after second after second. And I think I counted 3 or 4 instances where he dropped almost, if not around a second each time. And towards the end of the race, he started to slow down after a mistake he made very close to the end. And if he'd have just kept it smooth, which is exactly what his race engineer was telling him, he probably would have just caught him anyway. I understand catching is another thing compared to passing. But as much as the start, it is what it is. He potentially had issues with battery, and he put the pedal to the metal too early within turn 1 on lap 1, and gave Oscar just that little bit more of a chance. Lando still didn't perform as anywhere nearly as well as Oscar did, for me.
Yeah, I agree. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, he lost 2 seconds here. He would have been within 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's nothing to catch. It's nothing to pass. But maybe you might agree or you might disagree with me. I think Lando gets an unfair amount of criticism, I think, compared to other drivers.
Yeah.
If he's not winning, oh, Lando didn't do this, and Lando didn't do that, and Lando didn't do this, and Oscar's a machine and all that. And I kind of feel for him sometimes.
100%. Yeah.
So only so much you can do, right?
Yeah.
And he's only 16 points behind.
Yeah, it's not that far. It really
only halfway through his season. He's going to a track that he's done well at in Hungary.
Yep.
So, let's see at the end of the season, right?
Yeah. I mean, end of the season, we will see. But I still stand by my thought process of this is, providing nothing else outrageous happens, for me, this is Lando's best chance at a world championship, and I don't think he will get another one as good as this, personally. Unless Oscar leaves and goes to a different team, or Lando leaves and goes to a different team and the performance is, different. In the same team, I would pick Oscar over Lando every day of the week. I'm sorry, I just would. So if Lando is going to do it, it has to be now. For me, that's just my opinion. If Lando's going to do it, and as much as I would love to see Oscar be world champion, the more I see Lando slip just that teeny tiny bit away in terms of the points, and there's no reason that he couldn't bring it back, it does hurt a little bit. I do want him to win. I really do. I'm going to be happy either way at the end of the season because one of those drivers is winning it. It's clearly not going to be Rex anymore.
I'll be happy either way.
I'll be happy either way, but there will either be full elation that Lando has won, or very happy that Oscar has won, but that little bit of a pit in my stomach going, but I really wanted Lando to win.
Yeah. I know 2021 aside was very dramatic.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You don't win the world championship by luck. No way. Whoever wins the world championship deserves it.
100%, because you still have to beat your teammate. You still have to beat the odds. You still have to...
You have to perform at every race.
You have to perform, maybe not at every race, but consistently at the very least. Like, you can have a couple of clangers, but you still have to perform absolutely consistently. Again, or at least I've said many things, like I hope Oscar doesn't lose the championship by the number of points that he lost when he went off in Australia and stuff like that, because that would be a real gut punch, I think. I arguably think that would be worse for Oscar than losing it by a landslide. I think that would properly do some damage. In the moment, anyway. Next season, he'd come back like a bat out of hell, but it's still interesting. It just still is interesting, this championship fight. It really is.
Which is good.
Yeah,
We've got
100%.
two drivers in there.
Yeah, it's so good. Before we move on, not that we have loads to move on from, I was actually sent. We mentioned him earlier. I was actually sent a post by Patrick, one of our longtime listeners, who listed the similarities between Lewis Hamilton's 2008 McLaren season, where he won the championship, and Norris's 25 season. Would you like to hear them?
Yeah, go on.
Because genuinely, it's quite interesting, the parallels. So, first of all, they both won the Australian Grand Prix season opener, 16th of March. They then won their second race of the season in Monaco on the 25th of May. Both exactly the same. Lewis then secured his 5th and 6th career win in Austria and Monaco. And Lando did the exact same thing. Or Monaco, Austria, you know what I mean, like those two. Lewis Hamilton then also DNF'd in Canada after contact with another driver, exactly the same as Lando. And then Hamilton qualified outside the top 2 at the British Grand Prix, and an Australian qualified second, and still won. He also won the British Grand Prix on the 6th of July. That's exactly what Lewis did. And we're only halfway through the season. Like, there's just so many weird similarities. Like, it's very, very odd, because that's a lot that line up very, very closely. I'm not saying this, like, you know, dictates anything or whatever, but it's just interesting.
It's interesting, yeah, but it means nothing.
It means nothing. I know it means nothing, but it's interesting. Or at least it is to me, anyway. Do you have any other thoughts about the race? Anything else you'd care to mention?
Nope.
Cool. All right. Well, do you want to very quickly talk about where we go next?
No, I want to talk about Nico Rosberg.
Sure. Yeah, we could talk about Nico Rosberg.
2016 World Championship.
The YouTuber, right? He's based in Monaco.
No, the guy who beat the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, that legend. Yeah, go on.
Had one of the most epic grid walks ever. This is what happens when you bring someone who knows
doesn't care
the ins and outs of
doesn't
Formula One,
care.
has fuck you money, and doesn't care. So you've not seen the grid walk, right?
So I saw that he took it to Joss. That's about all I saw. So go on, please, because I didn't see it, and maybe others who, you know, only tune in at 3 didn't see it.
Okay, so they were going around talking to everyone, and they went and spoke to Jos Verstappen, and Nico just blatantly comes out with it. So you wanted Horner gone, didn't you? And now you got your wish. Because remember last year you were saying you wanted Horner out, right? And he goes, what? He goes, you wanted Horner out last year. Now you've got your wish. He goes, that was last year, right? That was last year. So, and then Nico goes to him, so you're very quiet now, aren't you?
No.
And Joss responds, I'm quiet all the time.
No, he is not. He is not quiet all the time. That guy runs his mouth a lot. Sorry, Jos, but like, you do have a bit of a mouth.
If you can watch it, because Nico's just got.
I'll have
just
to.
got the hint of a grid on. Saying, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Right? Last year you were saying you wanted Christian out. Now you've got him out. You know that was last year. It's last year. You're quiet now, aren't you?
That is that's very good.
But a really cool thing, I put it on our Instagram stories, was Nico talked about a comparison between Oscar's lap and Lando's lap.
Yes.
And you know the line graphics? He's actually very clearly explaining what Oscar was doing here, and what Lando was doing here, and why Oscar was quicker. And there's two really cool things that he pointed out. So for one of the corners, Oscar took it a gear higher than Lando. So I think he was in 4th gear, and Lando was in and dropped down, and Lando dropped down to 3rd gear for the corner. He goes, what happens is when you drop down a gear, the rear becomes
slightly unstable. Yeah,
right. So that can cost you a little bit of time. Also, when you're in a higher gear, you got a little bit more control over the throttle because you're getting less power come through. So that way you can kind of flow through the corner a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So he goes, that small difference of dropping down a gear and that throttle control
worth a tenth.
Worth time. And I was like, that is the kind of stuff that I want to see on Sky Sports.
Yeah,
right? That's why I was like, why is he quicker? Why that is peak entertainment and understanding of the sport.
100%. Yeah, he is the perfect person to have as a pundit.
Yes,
he just is.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like him, and I don't quite understand why.
I think like there's like an air of arrogance around him, and like, you know, he does shit stat, right?
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
So entertaining. It's so good.
Shit stat. So, but he's like, they need him at every race. He can't. I think obviously he does his own stuff and his business and his careers.
Yeah. He has a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I think if that anything that shows to Sky Sports is like, if you can get people on who have had current experience with the cars, bring them on, because they just have a wealth of knowledge and insight that you just don't get.
Yeah. Didn't he Skype in once as well? Didn't he do that once? I can't remember where it was or when it was, but he like phoned in essentially to provide commentary, which is quite fun as well. So maybe if he can do that a little bit too.
And like you get the insights, right? Because the big thing was him talking about his relationship with Lewis. He posted that picture. He's also on the Sky Sports F1 podcast. So I haven't listened to that, but
no,
you know, they got him back on for the podcast, so maybe he'll shed some more light and stuff. But he absolutely, he's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I quite like having DC, David Coulthard, on the F1 TV commentary stuff. It's very similar. He can give that technical knowledge. He can give that insight that you can only get from a driver, but he's just nowhere near as sassy. Which, as much as
I think he's a Red Bull ambassador, right?
So he is still a Red Bull ambassador. He still does like show runs and stuff like that. He did one of the show runs, like, you know, like the opposite side of the town that I live in, which is very cool. And that was only like last year before. So he's still there, but I don't really think it gives him bias. I don't think, nothing outrageous anyway.
Okay, do you reckon he would have gone up to Jos Verstappen?
No, he would not. No, he absolutely would not. No way. But yeah, I do like the F1 TV commentary. They are genuinely quite good. Yeah.
So yeah, have some more Nico, please.
Yes, please, more Nico, because I'm gonna go once we finish up recording. I will go and have a look at this script walk. I will.
So good.
It's stuff like that. I do miss out on bits and pieces like that, for sure. Yeah, I think it would be nice to get more. I tell you what, here's a question for you before we wrap things up. If there was another ex-driver who you could get on to do commentary and give commentary a little bit like Nico does and be around in the paddock, who would you pick?
Seb.
Seb would be a pretty good one, actually, to be fair, because he can be like quite cheeky as well, can't he?
He can be quite cheeky. He's quite funny, and I think, you know, he's got some knowledge of the cars.
Yeah.
And so I think he's very technical.
Yeah, he's very technical.
He would be able to explain things.
He's a massive nerd. He is a massive nerd when it comes to F1. I'm gonna it's sort of the obvious answer. I'm gonna flip it, and I'm just gonna Daniel Ricciardo because he would be fun.
I think it would be fun.
I feel like that's a cheap, easy way out, though. I feel like I should pick somebody more obscure or less obvious.
I think it'd be fun, but I don't know if you'd get like the technical part of it.
Do you know what? I would just love to see unfiltered K-Mag, just completely unfiltered. I think he's had some shit to say.
Maybe, you know, not a driver, but bring Gunter in.
Oh, Gunter would be good as well. Yeah, Gunter would be brilliant.
You got that fucking wanker out, didn't you?
I mean, a lot of people didn't like hearing Christian on the radio, but I mean, once he's fully cut ties with Red Bull, it might also be interesting to hear from him a little bit too. Maybe not on broadcast, but just in general, you know.
I'm sure he will release an explosive book.
I think he'll do a book. Yeah, something like that, you know. Yeah, but should we wrap things up there?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Let's do it. Alrighty then. If you did enjoy listening, or if you want to come and see some of the amazing / terrible t-shirt I put together, come and check us out on Instagram.
It's not terrible.
Be sure to like and follow the podcast on your preferred podcast platforms. And come and say hi if you have random questions about F1. There are random facts, or if you see parallels between two people's seasons, or whatever it is. If you want to chat F1, the Turbo Attacks came out this week, so I'm halfway through collecting those. If you want to be nerdy and talk trading cards with us, crack on. We're all for it. Come and say hello, and we will see you after Budapest.
Goodbye.